Natalie's warm and friendly nature, coupled with years of experience as a licensed estate agent and dedicated passion for helping others, gives Natalie the edge when it comes to selling real estate into Frankston and its surrounds. Natalie works in a team with her assistant Ollie. Oliver's attention to detail is absolutely exceptional. He thrives on being organised, which translates to ensuring he delivers a streamlined campaign for his clients. This team is a first-class effective business unit and have a huge future ahead. Well, good afternoon or good morning, ladies and gents, depends on what time you're watching the video. Lucky today to be joined, we're actually in a park in Mornington. It's a beautiful day. Lucky to be joined today by Natalie and Ollie, who primarily focus on, well, the Peninsula Marketplace, but specifically the Frankston Marketplace. So really lucky today to get some insights in regards to their team, what their forecasts are for that Frankston market and that Peninsula market, and some of the initiatives that they do as a business unit and the roles and responsibilities that come along with what their team, an effective business unit, looks like. So thank you, team, for the time today. So I'll guess to begin with a bit of background. So you run as a team. Is it called, what's a team called?
Yeah, so we call ourselves Team Nat and Ollie.
Yep.
Ollie's been with me now for 3 months.
Yep.
So just started in real estate, fairly new into the industry.
Yep.
And learning lots every day, which has been great.
Okay, so Ollie, we'll start with you.
Yep.
What, as far as the team goes, so Nat's the lead agent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nat's the one signing up the business, doing the appraisal, like the face of the team, so to speak. Is that fair to say? Yep. So as far as your roles and responsibilities inside the business, or the team unit, what do you do?
What do I? So I'll come in the morning, and Natalie and I will have a meeting of what's going to happen throughout the day.
Yep.
And then I'll just jump straight onto the phones, and I'll be on realestate.com looking at any new listings in the areas and bookmarking who I need to call and let them know about that listing.
Yep.
And just trying to get Natalie in as many doors as possible throughout the week.
Okay, cool. And then Nat, when you go into the appraisals, are you taking Ollie with you? Sometimes you are, sometimes you're not. You are 100% of the time, you are 100% not all the time?
I would say probably 95% of the time at the moment, Ollie is coming with me.
Yep.
So he's basically shadowing everything that I'm doing.
Okay, yep.
Whether it be an appraisal, a price adjustment meeting.
Yep.
He's going and doing the building and pest inspections and bank values and things like that on his own.
Yep.
But the important stuff we're going in, 95% of the time together.
Yep, okay. Now I know with that, there can sometimes be a bit of a shit fight that happens when you're going with somebody and then they say something that sort of steers the conversation in not a direction that you wanted it to head. So do you have a conversation like that beforehand to say, look, Ollie, I'm going to be doing all the communicating, or Ollie, do you get involved in the communication as well? How does that work?
I think for us at the moment, being that Ollie's, he's only 3 months in, I'm certainly leading the appraisal. He's making the small talk with the husband, or it's great, that husband-wife team and male and female team. He'll sort of bounce ideas and I guess man up with the hubby and talk about cars and bikes and all that sort of thing. And for me, I'm certainly leading the appraisal, and I think the great thing about when we are signing up a listing, that sort of awkward moment when you're doing the authority, Ollie will keep the conversation going with the the clients, which has been fantastic for us.
So you're, I guess, aware of those. They can sometimes be really crucial times in an appraisal as well. Like that silence, that deafening silence. Sometimes you sort of can sense that, then you sort of take over the conversation. Whilst Nat's getting the paperwork out of the way and so on. Yeah, okay. Well, and it works well. So do you think the male and female dynamic is obviously it's working for the both of you, but do you think that's a healthy dynamic in regards to when you do go into the appraisals, and do you think it's something that you will continue to do? Like, is that the plan to to be a business unit, or it's probably too early to determine where that
No,
will?
I think the male-female thing always works well. I think having, and also that little bit of an age gap as well. So having someone a little bit younger, Ollie attracts different clients to me. So I think having that male-female thing has been great for us, and I think it's something we'll continue. Even at the stage where Ollie steps out on his own, then I'll probably bring in another younger male.
Yeah, got you. Okay. So as far as the business unit goes right now, so prospecting, you're getting that into doors.
Yes.
Building inspections, that's your responsibility.
Yep.
Pest inspections, bank valuations.
Yes, doing bank values as well.
Final inspections.
Yes.
You do those ones?
Yep.
Okay. And so when it comes to presenting of offers, I'm assuming that's you, Nat? Yeah. Okay. So when it's at the pointy end of the transaction, or the high dollar productive activity, roles and tasks and responsibilities, that's sort of you. You want to be in front of eyeball to eyeball, in front of people when they're looking to do the deal.
Yeah,
essentially.
absolutely. And I do try and include Ollie in on that as well. Like we had during, actually, unfortunately, I had COVID a few weeks back, and during that COVID, we were doing a negotiation on a big property. So for me, I couldn't be there. I couldn't be in front of those clients. Ollie was doing the inspections and things like that. He did a great job, but when it came time to presenting those offers with those vendors, and it was unfortunately that had to be done over the phone. We did a 3-way phone call. So I called the vendor, called Ollie, the three of us were on the phone together, so he could still be part of the whole process.
And have you embraced, things of, speaking about COVID, and people have they've had to adapt and learn to do business during lockdown times. Is there certain things that you talk about, a 3-way conversation, is there certain technologies that you have embraced as a team that you have continued to do and implement post-COVID? Like, are you still doing any Zoom appraisals, or there's no need for that now? Or is it sort of just back to normal now?
It's pretty much back to normal. I think for us now, the more important thing is really being time efficient. So the appraisals that are obviously, red hot, ready to go, sellers will always make time to go out to see them face to face, go sit in the lounge room, do what we need to do. The appraisals that are sort of, we're thinking about selling maybe in a year, or that's more of for us, a CMA email and touch points, set in agent box to contact them again in 3 months, anniversary dates and things like that.
So you're being very mindful. You're not spending your time in areas that are probably not ready, when you can be investing that time to be finding people who are.
That's right.
Got you. Well, that's smart. So just for the viewers who are out there, a bit of an idea in regards to your market. What would be, I know it's fairly diverse, like this market, for those of you who know the Frankston, know the Peninsula Marketplace, who are based in Victoria, you will know a bit about the market, but for those who are national, it's very diverse. You've got a market where you've got apartments and townhouses, and then you were talking about Mount Eliza before, you got Frankston, which is the hub, and you got 5 kilometres up the road, you've got Mount Eliza, and you've got multi-million-dollar properties. So can you give the viewers a bit of an idea as to the average selling price and a bit about the market? Yeah,
sure. So currently, I guess at the moment in Frankston, there's 146 properties for rent and 175 for sale.
Okay.
Average sale price in our market is $750,000, and average days on market is 30 days. I guess the diversity of it is, we love the fact that, you're right, we've got $400,000 units. 2 Ks up the road, we might be looking at a $4 million property. It's very diverse. I think it's a seaside location without the hustle and bustle of the city. It tends to attract a lot of sea change type clients, retirees, and young families. It's still very affordable for the young family as well.
The area has also experienced significant growth, essentially during COVID. And post-COVID. So have you experienced that? Like a lot more buyers coming through, the average selling price increasing dramatically, and just the sheer, the I guess, the attraction now to that sort of Frankston and Peninsula marketplace? Have you found that that has increased?
Absolutely. I think the supply's been quite low throughout the whole of COVID.
Yep.
Probably the past 2 years, the supply's been at the lowest,
Yep.
and buy demand obviously being at the highest.
Yep.
We've certainly found the numbers through the opens have been massive.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of people looking to buy in Frankston because it does stack up still good value for
Yeah,
money.
yeah. There's good infrastructure. You're by the beach.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, they're spending heaps of money
Yep.
in regards to improving on that
Correct.
infrastructure
Yeah,
as well.
That's right.
So how did you? So Ollie, a bit about both of your backgrounds. So Ollie, you have been together with Nat for 3 months.
Yep.
Prior to that, I believe you were at another agency for roughly 6 months.
Yes, yep.
And before that, completely different field to real estate. Like you were, you know, new to real estate within a 12-month window. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yep.
I was doing hospitality work before real estate.
Yep.
So I was cooking in kitchens and making coffees and waiting tables.
Yep.
And I've also done a little bit of car sales as well.
Yep.
I've always wanted to do real estate. It's just getting my foot in the door and really putting my mind at it and going and jumping into the field.
Yeah.
Which is what I've done, and I'm really loving it.
No, look, you've got a really, you know, infectious attitude.
Oh,
Like, you know, you've got a really healthy, positive attitude. So, just if you keep that up and learn from someone like Nat, you'll do really, really well.
Thank you.
100%. So, and Nat, what's your, I guess your history? I know you're you know, a seasoned veteran, but what's your history in real estate?
Yeah, so I started in 2007.
Yep.
And worked 5 years,
Yep.
and then went off and had 5 years off actually. So 5
Yeah,
years
got
on,
you.
5 years off.
Yeah.
Had children, so a fairly young family.
Yep.
And then got back into the industry in 2018, but not in sales, which was what I'd always been in.
Yep.
So I went in more of an office admin, office manager role.
Yep.
Which I did for 2 years. You know, it was great to learn that side of the business, but not really my thing.
Yep.
I was always branching out and, you know, thinking about sales constantly.
Yep.
But it was good to learn, you know, what goes on behind the scenes and what the office admin do on
Yeah.
a daily basis, because I've certainly got a new appreciation for any office admin because it's pretty full on.
Yep.
And then, yeah, got back into full-time sales in 2020, actually, October 2020, so
Yeah.
right at the end, or right at the start of you know, or during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So started in a new office, back in an area I hadn't been in that marketplace for, you know, close to 6 years.
Yeah.
And it was daunting.
And you've
Really daunting.
you've done an amazing job.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, in essentially we're talking about a tough time to come back given a global pandemic and Victorian,
Yep.
you know, lockdowns, and you've got traction really, really quick.
Yep.
A couple of questions. So from when you were in it and then you took the 5-year hiatus,
Yep.
have you found that real estate is somewhat different, okay, just in regards to the landscape and what your roles and responsibilities are, because you've got traction really quick.
Yeah.
So whatever you're doing, obviously you've got a really successful recipe for getting traction in a relatively short period of time.
Yep.
And the second question is, I know that, you know, and this is probably one change that you might even be about to touch on, but you're very active in the social media space.
Yeah.
Have you found that has contributed to you getting brand awareness and getting the market to know this is who we are and this is what we're about?
Absolutely. So I think for me, social media is huge.
Yep.
You know, yes, it's tiring posting every day, trying to think of new content.
Yep.
But you've just got to do it.
Yep.
I think even, you know, keep it fun, keep it real.
Yeah.
Human. Like, we are all human.
Yeah.
I'm a busy mum, and you know, people appreciate that. They love the fact that I'm a real person. I'm not sort of put out there to look like something I'm not.
Yeah, 100%.
I have great days, I have terrible days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think social media has been a huge, like a lot of my business is coming through from social media.
Yeah, and you've got a great presence, like, you know, and the authenticity resonates.
Yeah.
Like, people can relate to authenticity because it straight away it builds transparency, and you know, and good healthy relationships are based on transparency and authenticity and trust and those sorts of things. So you'd say that, and I also think that it's important that with any sort of prospecting, it's geared around what your personality type is. So for example, someone like yourself, if somebody was to say, go out and door knock 100 doors per day, well, that's not really congruent with probably what you're about when you can have a very effective social media presence and generate business that way. Yeah. So social media has been one aspect. Has there been other sources that you've sort of focused on from a prospecting?
I think just having good structure and good routine for us is huge. So we, as I said, like I'm structured and routine at home, so that then comes into the office as well. So I think for Ollie and I, a big thing is obviously our quick catch up in the mornings, just 15 minutes. What are we doing today?
What time does that happen at?
Normally about 9:15. Through till 10 o'clock. Then at 10 o'clock we sort of hit the phones for 45 minutes.
Gotcha.
We try and have that mindset, prospecting in the morning, appointments in the afternoon.
Totally agree.
Which works well.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and we could be really strict with our calendar. Obviously sometimes things come up and, if you've got an appraisal come up and they're sellers, I don't think there's many agents that would turn that down. Sorry, I'm in my prospecting power hour.
Correct.
So things do sometimes interrupt our daily routine, but for me, structure, routine, having backup with Ollie's been great. So being that, there are days that I need to leave and pick the kids up from school, or I'm not in the office till 9:15 because I've had to do school drop off. Having Ollie there, I know when I walk into that office at 9:15, he's got everything ready to go. He's got all our appraisals ready. He's got, he's fantastic.
That's awesome, Ollie.
Yeah, so real.
That's really well done. That's really well done. And are you doing Sunday opens as well?
We haven't been.
No.
We keep Sundays for appointments if we need to. We'll do them. But
family.
Family day.
Yeah, get it. And the other days, are you working 6 days? Are you taking a day off during the week? Or is it just sort of, you're just doing what needs to be done when it needs to be done and then resting when you can rest? And
so pretty much working 6 days a week, but trying to have kind of a Friday afternoon freed up. So if, Ollie loves going to the cricket, I like picking up the kids from school on a Friday and doing stuff. So we try and keep a Friday afternoon pretty freed up. Fridays is kind of preparation day for the opens. Once we've done that, it's if we haven't got appointments on a Friday afternoon, normally we try and finish up a bit early.
Yeah, gotcha. So the the traction that you've had from just on that. So when you were first in real estate, and then you took the 5-year break, and then the first time you were there. So social media wouldn't have been as prevalent then as what it is. So that you've found that to be a big change.
Huge change.
Okay. Was it even? It was there, wasn't it?
It was there, but it was a bit of an unknown.
Adoption.
I think it was like going from like MySpace to Facebook or something like it was.
Okay. So takeaways are: one is social media, having a good, strong, authentic presence in regards to social media. And these are the takeaways that I've got. I'm sure the viewers might get other takeaways. Takeaway 2 is if you are running a business unit, have the roles very clearly defined. So who's responsible for what? Ollie, building, pest, finance, prospecting, keeping you organised. The tip of the sword, so to speak. In regards to appraisals, when you do go into appraisals, if you are going in together, you've got designated roles and responsibilities inside that appraisal. Making sure that you're organised, so you've got structure. I totally agree with what they said. I've agreed with everything that was said actually, but in regards to morning in the office, afternoon in the marketplace, and that's just a really good, simple way of conducting business. As far as new people coming in, what do you think are some of the attributes? Obviously, you've identified Ollie having the right attitude. You've been doing this for a long time. What do you think are some of the attributes, whether they're actually brand new in or an experienced agent, but what do you think they need to, what are some of the character traits that you think they need to have a longevity in the industry? Obviously there's all the normal ones: honesty, integrity, be creative. But a big thing for me, I think one of my first ever real estate jobs, you start off and you're just absolutely pounding the pavement, and it took me about 6 months to get my first listing. And you feel quite flat and a little bit rejected, but you're brand new and people don't have that trust in you because you are brand new. I was fortunate enough to have an ex-real estate agent take me under her wing who had started doing a lot of developments. And she sort of really got me up and running with, giving me sort of 5 or 6 listings
at a time to sell for her.
Yep.
And one of her things, and it's always stuck in my head, she said, always do what you say you're going to do.
Yep.
If you tell a client you're going to do something, do it.
Yeah.
That is something that I'm really sort of big on, and that's a belief of mine. If you say you're going to do something, always do it.
Yeah.
Obviously having, knowledge.
Yep.
So even if you are brand new, research your market, research your area, research what other agents are doing and who your competition is.
Yep.
And, knowledge is power.
Yeah.
There straight away, it makes you look like you've done your homework, you know what you're doing. Have the confidence, but without being,
arrogant.
Yeah. Stay humble. I think that's another huge thing.
They're all really good lessons.
And just be real.
Yeah.
Just be a real human.
Yeah. It's interesting because real estate, it's one of those industries where it doesn't really make a difference if you've been doing it for 6 months or 20 years. If you just made some really good points. If you can sort of nail a lot of those things where you're knowledgeable, you act with integrity, you do what you say you're going to do. The consumers out there, they don't know whether you've been in real estate for 10 minutes or 10 years.
Yeah.
So the way you handle yourself and what you deliver on can paint the picture. In their opinion, that they will think that you're just a well-oiled, experienced real estate agent that's been doing this for years. So I think they're really, really good points. Well, team, we'll wrap it up there. You're doing amazing stuff.
Thank you.
And it's, your great social media presence, great people. So, a great way, a really positive vibe about you guys. Once again, just to recap, the biggest takeaways, from my perspective, as I said before, everybody, people will take different things away, but strong social media presence, that's really got you traction in really a couple of years back in the game.
Yep.
With that social media presence, making sure that it's authentic and it's real, and you have your good days and your bad days, but people can resonate with all of those because everyone's human beings. If you are starting out in the field, just make sure you're knowledgeable about the market, do what you say you're going to do. In regards to structure of the team, be organised, a weekly meeting in the morning so you're both sort of there and you can set your day out. Mornings in the in the office, afternoons in the marketplace. And if you are going to appraisals, make sure with somebody else, make sure that you've got defined roles so each person knows not to step on the other agent's toes and steer the conversation in a direction that the lead agent didn't want it to be steering. So they're the main ones that I've got. But thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. A great interview, and look forward to seeing what you do in 2022.
Great. Thank you for having us.
Cheers. Thanks, team. Cheers.
Cheers.